I'm Ezichiade. This is the Golden Circle Movement Channel. Today we're discussing a next generation Rodin Coil. For those who are unfamiliar with that subject, we will talk about that in greater detail. But for now, let's get set up. So here we are in, I guess you would call this my studio. And let's see. Okay. All right then. Okay. So now I can see what you see. All right. So let's get into position. This is a vise, and I use this to hold a special bracket that I designed to hold this ring, which I also designed. This is my core. As you see, it has color, 3 different colors specifically, so that I can know which is the primary winding, the secondary winding, and the now tertiary winding, the 3rd coil. So this is a larger version. I have the number 1 position marked so that I know where I'm starting. So if you have questions, I will see your questions and I can address them as they come up. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions for me at this time? All right, so let's get some wire. Our wire is right here. This is the wire that we're using. It is 40 gauge magnet wire, which is insulated. In order to release the insulation, I have to use a file or something and remove the outer surface. So we'll start with copper, which I've made into a spool. For those of you who are familiar with Rodin coil design and construction, you need this type of applicator to go through the center and to wind it appropriately. So in the first attempt, we had a lot of slippage. The wire slipped and it kept coming out of position. So that made it a challenge to hold the tension properly so that I could go to the next position. So what I think I'm going to try is a little bit of adhesive. So now the question is, which adhesive will I use for this purpose? I would say something that's not too intense, so it doesn't melt the surface. Well, let's run a couple of tests. Let's see just what I want to do. This is Gorilla Glue. We'll try it on one of the test rings, one of the rings that I'm not working on yet. Gonna need to clean these glasses now. All right, so we should be ready to begin in just a few moments. Okay. As soon as I get my lenses clean, they've picked up a lot of dust from, some of the work that I've been doing other than the Rodin Coil. So a little understanding, this core is this color, the base color, because it is composed of iron, copper, aluminum. It also has ceramic powder from Japan. This powder is particularly useful in absorbing EMFs. They use it actually in a lot of the construction in Japan for that reason. So this ring is my Rodin core, and it is also orgonite. So for those who are unfamiliar with orgonite, orgonite is a energetic tool, a device that one wears to balance your energy. It creates a vortex of organ or prana, chi, depending on how you look at it. And what happens is it benefits your health. It benefits your spiritual energies as well as pushing back negative energies. So this is going to be the core of the coil that we are winding. So what that means is, as it is energized, it is an iron core. So anyone who works with transformers knows that an iron core for a transformer focuses the magnetic intensity. So that is only one part of what we're going to do with this coil once it's finished. So it's going to be some probably very powerful orgonite. So anyway, let's test this glue and see how it behaves. What I'm looking for is how thin I can spread it so that it can dry quickly. I don't want to use anything like a super glue because that will eat away the color that I have for the notches. So I'm going to put some of this in all of the notches so that or at least all of the gold notches. The gold is the primary or coil 1. winding one. And let's see. So this is, let's bring it down just a little bit. So this is winding, this is position 1. And just using a toothpick to get a little bit of glue. And there we have it. So I'll just go around and just put a dab in the gold notches. If you have any questions or comments, feel free. I can read your comments while I do this and respond. All right. If you like, where are you from? I'd like to go ahead and shout out where you're from. While I do this, especially this delicate part. Again, we're putting glue in the notches to hold the wire so it stays in place better. Sweden. Well, Paydu 63, hello. This coil will be powered by piezoelectric quartz. Are you familiar with the principles of orgonite? So this is a combination Rodin coil with a core. Instead of using a standard hollow donut, this will use an iron core. And I am using the tertiary position as a third winding. This will become clear as to why as we continue. Well, I think I got all the positions. So we will begin now. Have you wound your own Rodin coil? Have you made an attempt at winding a coil? Have you wound a Rodin coil yourself? Have you made a Rodin coil? Right now, we're making an anchor. So what happens is, this is the wire. Okay, it's very fine. It's like hair thin. So what we're going to do is take another toothpick. I cut the tip off and I split it. Put a little tiny split. So now I can take the wire and run it through the split. From there, I'll just spool it, wind it around itself enough times so that it won't come undone. And then run it back to that little crack. Up, and you see it broke. The wire broke. It's very delicate. So we're going to see how far we get with the first coil. This is my first time using wire this thin, but it is for the portability, making a micro coil. Since it's a power amplifier, what we expect is for the second coil I would love to see your Orgonite with the Rodin coil. Mm-hmm. All right. Nice. So, to begin, I'll come to position 1. We're going to go over and under. So I'm going to go over twice. In fact, I think before we get started, we'll reposition, bring it down just a little bit so I can see. Yeah, if you can find the link, I'd love to see that. All right, so back to position 1, holding the tension, coming back to position 1. So now I've looped around 1 once. Okay, now for position 2. For me, I find position 2 by finding position 7 and then moving over 1 gold position. So go under and now over at 2, go back inside and now find position 3. So for me, 3 is from 1, 2 gold positions. So now, not easy to hold tension right here. I'm hoping the adhesive will help. So that is position 3. Now position 4. Over, under, let's see, position 4 is 1, 2, 3 from 1, 1, 2, 3, okay, and back inside, very carefully not to make it break. And to position 5, which is here. And that is the thing about the Rodin coil that makes it challenging, is that the positions are not in line. The positions are staggered. Now we are at position 6. Now position 7. Position 8, which is here. Nine is here. I have this white background that makes it easier for me to see where the wire is. Position 10. Well, so far the adhesive seems to be helping and keeping the tension and keeping the wire in position. So position 11 is here. I know that it's virtually impossible to see the wire as I'm moving it. But as I accumulate more wire in certain positions, it should become more evident what the form is to ultimately become. So that was position 12. We have now made one complete revolution. We are now back at position 1 and moving towards position 2. It's easier to follow now by simply overlapping the wire. Sometimes it's not quite lined up, so I have a toothpick I use to just guide it to the right spot. So there we are, position 1 to position 2. Position 3. Position 4. Position 5. Position 5 is off a little bit. There we go. So I designed this rig to hold it, to hold the coil. That was position 6, and now position 7. Over and under, going back through the center. Now to position 8. Position 9. Right here. Right here. Position 10. Back in through the center. Position 11. And position 12. That's the second revolution, second winding. So back to position 1. So it's not evident here, but this will be a 3, 6, 9 winding. So 3 windings comprise the first winding. 6 windings will be the sorry, just one moment and I'll answer your questions. Because we're almost finished with the 3rd winding. And I'll explain why I'm using such thin wire, magnet wire. That was 6. And 7. Position 8. Nine. I just want to be sure where I'm at. Oh, I see. Okay, so I should be here, 10. It's easy to get lost right here. 10. 11. Right here. 12. Final position. And back to 1. Here, just to hold it into position, I'm going to do a loop around through 1, and that broke it. But I'm going to leave it right there because the glue will hold it. Oh. There we go. So, in answer to your question, we're using 40 gauge wire, very thin wire, because there will be other components to be assembled to finalize this device. This device will be encased in resin. This is the form that it will take. This will be a pendant that someone will wear. This is how it fits inside, you see. So in here, there will be, of course, the crystal, but there will be another chamber. As many of you know, Marko Rodin left the third coil empty. He left it empty because that is the flow, it is the result of coils 1 and 2. I have posited that by adding wire to the empty space, I may utilize the increase of energy in that coil. Now, to utilize the flow, space, the gap, it will happen in the center. This will become a projector, a transmitter, if you will, of psionic energy. So as the crystal emits its energy, it will go through the first loop, through the first coil. It will accelerate according to the Rodin principle. Vortex math proves this to be so. And when we measure the output, even on coil 1, from the piezoelectric effect, the piezoelectric energy that will fluctuate, it will increase just in coil 1. When it reaches coil 2 by induction, then we will send that energy to a coil in the center. That coil will be a driver. It will be a driver of the result of coil 3, the tertiary coil. So, that is correct. By using such fine wire and wire designed to be used in transformers, then this wire will conserve the energy. See, if I use wire that's too wide, the energy produced from quartz won't really be enough to fully. But because this wire is so fine, the piezoelectric effect, the piezoelectric energy from the quartz will be able to drive this very thin wire. So, let's see, what time is it? All right. I think what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this up. And I need for the glue to dry so that the wire stays in its position. Let me just tighten it up a little bit. Well, I'm looking. I may have made a mistake. Let's just backtrack a little bit and see if I made a mistake. Okay. This is because I can see one wire does not follow with the others, probably when I was talking. But it must be perfect. Okay. So, let's see, where are we? So 6, 11. This is 4. So okay. And this is 5. So right, follows in line with the last wire, which it didn't before. Okay. This is 6. It's definitely much harder this way than the other way. So that's 6. This is 7. So now you see how to fix your Rodin coil if this should happen. And this is position 8 right here. And I would suggest you use glue. This is position 9. It's short and it's getting real hard now. Position 10. Well, I guess when I did it wrong, I also broke it too short. So I don't really have a web page for this work, but if you go to circle, if you go to this site, that's me, Golden Dragon Qigong, that's me also. If you go to that site, you'll see some of the other designs that I've made. The one I'm building now, we're going to see. We're going to see. Tomorrow, because the wire broke. So, yeah, we're out. I'll since the first winding is only 3, it makes sense to do it as continuous as possible. So, yeah, I only made it to 11. Dang. Well, we made it very close. We made it to 11. We made it 2 times, 2 and 11 twelfths around. So we will, oh, yeah. You said before, when it's finished. Yeah, when it's finished, we can talk about it. But right now, there's not a lot to discuss. Just need to use some alcohol to clean my hands. So I will edit this video and I'll re-upload it with maybe a little bit more information and maybe a little bit more about my design and what the ultimate purpose of my design will be. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Ring the all notification bell so you know when the next videos are coming. On this channel, we talk about spirit science, light worker strategies. I am a shamanic light worker. I have been so for over 25 years and seen many healings. And this device amplify a healer's ability to heal. So let's just take a look at what we have so far. This is what we have so far. Put it in an angle you can see. Yeah. Unfortunately, this wire broke. So the primary coil is not ready. After the primary coil, the next color will be blue. Oh, you mean how it will look here? Is this what you're talking about? There will be, I have two colors of wire. Right now, I wanted to use 3 colors, but I couldn't find the third color. So I just decided to go with the 2 colors, copper and blue. And then it'll be copper again. So you'll see the blue for the 6 winding coil. So how many wiring do you have? Oh, okay. So this is the 2-inch size, and this is the 1.5-inch size. So this coil, the smaller one, goes to this. It'll be like that. It'll be like that inside of it. See? Same with this one. It'll be inside. It'll be inside like that. So I made these. These I made from Fimo, you know, plastic, what do we call it? Clay. What are you asking? Mm-hmm. The red one. Okay. Well, the point here is these guys will ultimately be something like this. This is Orgonite that I make. Inside there is a mermaid holding the quartz, which is also coated with a glow-in-the-dark material, so the crystal glows. On the back, you'll find these numbers. These are quantum numbers. 8888 is for quantum protection. 111211 for quantum healing, and 520 is for unexpected cash flow. So this is the, I would say, most popular type of orgonite that I make right now. Thank you. So this device, see this layer right here, this layer is that's where the metals are. The iron, copper, aluminum, the ceramic powder. That's what's in here. So this will embody what this does, but also have the coil and the additional coils that I will add to direct the energy. Oh, anyway, what are you asking? Thank you. Okay, so this concludes our live for tonight, this morning, depending on where you are. If you have additional comments or ideas, make sure you leave that in the comments. Make sure you subscribe, ring the all notification bell so you'll know when the next live is and when the next videos drop. Make sure you check out the other videos in the playlist and, tell me what you think. Any case, we will probably try to resume this tomorrow or very soon. And we'll try to get through the first coil and onto the second coil. Maybe we'll complete it and get to the wiring pattern. So when I edit this and put it up, I'll show you a little bit more of the design. In any case, I appreciate your participation. Thank you. Namaste.